Hi, welcome back. Welcome to video 2. The fact that you're even watching this second video is a fantastic move in terms of your awakening. Well done, sticking with it, keep going. Okay, so what is an awakening? Ask yourself this question. Are you happy? Are you really happy? Do you find that there are times when you just feel like throwing your life back at the world? You silently cry, you hide yourself. You're in this kind of movement of negativity and you kind of search outside of yourself to try and make yourself feel better. You know, we collect houses and cars and clothes and a nice sandwich at a Friday lunchtime, eat the fridge, you know, anything to kind of fill the gap that you feel. An awakening is all about suddenly waking up to the fact that yes, there is more to life. Now, it can happen in all sorts of ways. It can happen with shock. It can happen, so for example, through redundancy, through illness, through losing someone special in your life, through that point where you actually get so cross and so frustrated that you just think, I can't do this anymore. I have got to change something about my life. For some people, they end up sat in floods of tears saying, please God, universe, whoever's out there, help me. They begin to awaken. Now, the really good news is that you don't need to wait for that point, that crisis point, if it's a negative awakening in that sense, to happen. You can actually begin your awakening consciously. And the issue is that most of us are asleep, hence not awake. We're asleep because we just kind of get on with it. We become unconscious. We kind of mould ourselves to fit, do what we think we should do as we get through life, follow the career or non-career that we think we should have, and then kind of go, well, actually I'm not happy and I don't know why. And then to numb the pain, what we do is we think, okay, to be successful we have to have this, we have to have that, we have to have the other, we have to be like this, we have to be like that, we have to be like the other. And actually, happiness comes from the inside, not the outside. And so with an awakening, it's almost like an awakening from within. Now, an awakening from within, we can all consciously do. All of us, every single one of us. There are lots of steps that you can take right now using these videos to lift your consciousness on the inside, okay? To lift your happiness, to feel happy, to know that you are good enough so that you don't have to conform. You don't have to be the person and have the life that you think that everybody wants you to have, okay? It's from the inside out. And what I want to do with this program of Wake Up for you is to take you through the sleeping state. I'm going to show you what's made you fall asleep, okay, the sleeping state. We're going to look at some of the barriers to awakening as well. And then what we're going to do is run through some simple steps for you to be able to take back control on the inside so that you feel peace, you feel happy, you feel joyful. The release and the relief of awakening is just magical. This is soul changing stuff. This is releasing who you really, really are. Okay. So, first things first, start to think about when you're asleep. Think about when you're rushing and doing lots. Think about when you start to conform and you start to bend yourself to fit the rules. Think about how many hours you're numbing yourself and numbing the pain with wall-to-wall television, filling your time with the internet, running around shopping. How much have you bought and spent today that you really need? What about collecting stuff? Okay, who are you trying to gain approval from? These kind of questions will start to begin the process of your awakening. So we either push and go and collect and lift and move forward, or we completely shrink and hide. Okay? Start to recognise when you're beginning to do that. And one of the things that I would like you to do once you've come to the end of this What is an Awakening video on the website is, we spend so much time doing. I want you just to experience being just for a couple of minutes. And what I'd like you to do is do this every day. Okay, this isn't about crisis mode and suddenly stopping everything and going into a deep meditative state for several days. Yes, it would do you the world of good, I'm sure, but right now let's start gently and start one step at a time. Okay, I want you to start experiencing you as a being. Okay, it's very simple. When you finish watching this film, I want you to sit in your chair, wherever you are, whether you're at home, whether you're in an office, wherever, and I just want you to sit and stop, and for 5 minutes just have 5 minutes silence. Now, for a lot of people, when they've never done it before, it's really quite tough, and 5 minutes can feel like an awful long time. It's not. If you struggle and your mind, what happens for most people when they first do this is their mind just suddenly fills with loads of thoughts and all the things they've got to do and what they're having tonight and what time is it and where they've got to go from here. Okay? If that happens, I just want you to imagine that there's a train running along in front of you, okay? And each carriage on that train is a thought. Watch the train go past and recognise each thought as it moves past. So you acknowledge it and it moves on. Acknowledge it, let it go, it's moving on, okay? Another tip is to watch a clock, because if you engage your brain and almost fool your brain into thinking that it's doing something, it will allow the rest of you just to stop and relax. So actually watching a clock for 5 minutes is a really good starting point as well, okay? Enjoy it. Thank you for joining me, and when you're ready you can move on to the next film. Bye bye.